What's going on, people? Back once again with another We Are Tottenham TV update. And finally, at long last, we have heard the three words every single Spurs fan has been dying to hear. Here we go. We will be getting into that very, very shortly. I am joined this evening or this morning, we're chatting with Chan. How are you, sir?
I am doing very, very well here in Southeast Asia, Mr. Dale. Thank you so very much for having me on this early Sunday morning as we record this. It is the 2nd of February in the year 2025 as we are recording this where I am in Southeast Asia. And what a way to wake up when the first three words on my social media is exactly those that you just uttered. The here we go from Fabrizio Romano saying that we have secured the signing of Kevin Danso, the centre-back, who will be joining us. It was reported that this was a hijack. He was supposed, or rather he was scheduled to have a medical with Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we have now scuppered that deal. And there are shades of a Danjuma. This is a shades of Danjuma when we hijacked that deal as well from Everton. So fingers crossed, Mr. Degil, this one turns out a lot better than Danjuma.
It certainly does. Well, let's get into the breakdown of the info and how it happened. So first of all, when it comes to our new centre-back, Kevin Danso, Fabrizio Romano said, Kevin Danso has said yes to Spurs as contract terms are set to be agreed. Medical at Wolves on Sunday now cancelled, and Tottenham are closing in on a deal with FC Lens. Then we had, he also went on to say, Kevin Danso to Tottenham, here we go. Agreement in place for the Austrian centre-back. It's a €25 million package deal until June 2030 and a medical booked for Sunday. After Wolves had verbal agreement in place and also medical ready. HIJACK completed. David Ornstein. Tottenham reach agreement with Lens to sign Kevin Danso in a permanent move. Deal for the 26-year-old centre-back worth €25 million. Personal terms in place on a 5.5-year contract and medical done. Austrian international was set to join Wolves before Tottenham Hotspur Football Club launched HIJACK. And finally, John Pearcey. Wolves are incredibly frustrated over Kevin Danso's U-turn after agreeing a deal with Lens with medical arranged for Sunday. Tottenham are now set to sign the Austrian. So how nice, Jan, does it first of all sound or feel to know that we were the hijackers not being hijacked and that we do have a centre-back now?
Well, there are mixed feelings, to be honest with you, Mr. Degil, because if we were a serious club, or rather if we were on the up and up, then things like this should have been completed as soon as the transfer window opens. I cannot reiterate enough just how much I wish the likes of a Slanky or even Order Beer had a proper preseason under us. And don't get me wrong, any signing any time of the week or any time of the day before the transfer window shuts is good news for any fan of any football club. But when it comes to Spurs and our dealings, I was actually looking forward to more early signings, the same way we secured both Bergvall and Dragushin in the first week of January last year. So this is still welcome news because we need all the reinforcements and all the help we can muster from between now to the end of the season, seeing as we are still very much in the cups. And now that we have qualified for the knockout stages of the Europa League, I really do hope that this is one signing that will help us in that regard. But again, I would so very love to have Danso in a lot sooner so that he gets the prep. And let's just see how this all plays out, because I doubt it he will be registered in time to even make the squad to face Brentford in 14 hours time. Yeah, so that is that if that is out the window, next best thing we can hope for is that he is registered and ready in time for our crunch second leg of the League Cup semi-finals at Anfield, Mr. Degil.
We got to hope so. Also, just see that it was Bergvall signed on deadline day. We signed Werner and Dragusin very, very early last January. But just so we know a little bit more about the play, I've got a few things that I'm going to bring up that other people have mentioned. Lily White Lab has said, since moving to Lens in 2021, Danso has developed and improved at an impressive rate, progressing immense physicality and pace to play in Postecoglou's high line. I believe he also counts as homegrown due to his time at Reading and MK Dons Academy. So the fact that he is homegrown is another huge plus, isn't it?
Of course, that goes without saying, because we know what it is like with our homegrown quota. We really need to bolster those figures, and this actually helps in us freeing up space for more Europeans or foreign signings in this regard. And this actually helps when it comes to managing our own homegrown quota, especially those coming up through the ranks, through the youth academy. And yeah, I really honestly do hope that this isn't going to be the last signing of this January transfer window, as limited time is available. But let's just hope that this all plays out into our hands. And I cannot wait to see Danso put on lily white and pose for the cameras, Mr. Degu.
That will all be coming in due course, and we look forward to it. Is a brand new signing coming in. So just a couple more things we're going to discuss on him before we move on to other stories. Obviously, with Spurs at the moment and a very, very extensive injury problem, just to go through, I've been sent his injury record. So 2017 to 18, he missed 43 days with a ligament tear. 2022, he missed 20 days, and that was just being ill. 2021-22, 8 days. 22 to 23 was out for on 22-23. He was out on 2 separate occasions for a muscular problem for 16 days, abductor pain for 17. 23 to 24, he was out with abductor pain yet again for 7 days, and then ankle injury for 4 days. And another abductor pain, 11 days. And this season, he has been out for 46 days, or he's been rested. So the injuries, he's had a few injuries, but they haven't been extensive, have they?
They haven't been extensive, but there was one particular injury that you brought up as you were reading through that list at the very beginning, which actually does raise some concerns for me personally, and that is the ligament tear, as you so rightly mentioned. I think it was, 8 years ago now, in 2017, when you read it out.
Nothing since.
I do hope that this doesn't come back to haunt him and us, knowing our record with injuries, especially with the work that is being done behind the scenes by our medical department. But I'm not going to speculate too much on what goes on, behind the scenes with our physios and our doctors. But other than that, I think the rest of his niggles and injuries that he's picked up sounds rather minor. They shouldn't be recurring, or they shouldn't be too much to have any concerns for us in the near future. I just hope that he will be able to stay injury-free from between now to the end of the season, because Big Ange playing Ange ball, whatever his philosophy is, we have heard the reports or the rumors or even the feedback from certain journalists who feel that the training regime, or the paces in which the players are put through, whether it's on a pitch, off the pitch, it might be a bit too strenuous for someone carrying a muscular injury, or concerns that might flare up again as the season progresses. But fingers crossed, Mr. Degul, Kevin Danso would be fit and ready whenever called upon from between now to the end of the season. And as I said, nothing too much to worry about from everything that you read out there. And let's hope that he will make the immediate impact that we all so hope from any new signing in Lily White, Mr. Degul.
Completely agree. The final thing we're going to mention is I've been sent about his characteristics. Now they're saying his strengths. His
Mhm.
three strengths in the defensive area are aerial duels, which is fantastic to hear, blocking the ball, and his concentration. And obviously, that is fantastic to hear because we can switch off sometimes. The weakness, they say, is tackling. Now, obviously, as a defender, people will think tackling, well, that doesn't sound exactly brilliant, but you could do the same thing with Mickey van der Ven where they say heading. So he makes up for it in all other aspects. What do you make of those characteristics, Chang?
The one thing that I have to point out there, the one very, very obvious and astute characteristic is that concentration there. That
Yep.
I think is absolutely key and vital whenever we play such a suicidal high line, almost on the halfway mark. And he needs to stay switched on if we are to stop the opposition from just breaking away and countering us in matches. But apart from that, I think he has all the attributes, he has all the characteristics, and the the build to be able to take on even the best forwards in either in Britain or in Europe. And let's just hope that he will only be able to learn and grow with time, playing alongside the likes of Romero and Van der Ven if he does get a chance this season. And yes, absolutely looking forward to him tearing it up in the Premier League and also in the Europa League. I need to impress upon our viewers and to you as well, Mr. Degil, that Kevin Danso, much like Dragushin and any other signing we've had in the past, we need to give him time and the patience to properly, flourish and build. There will be the odd occasional, mistakes that is part and parcel of any footballer in a professional league. So let's try to give him all the support and backing that we Spurs fans can muster together. And we really do hope the very, very best for him for his Spurs future. Back to you, Mr. Degil.
There we go. So yeah, listen, people. Kevin Danso, here we go, is a Spurs player. Spurs have got a centre back that we all desperately wanted to see. They have taken their time. Is it a case of patience comes, or the best comes to those who wait? We shall wait and see. But people, let us know what you think on the Kevin Danso deal. We do have a little bit of housekeeping with a couple of other bits and pieces here. First one, the name that's not going away at the moment, which is Chelsea's Alex Disasi. And Paul O'Keefe has said Spurs are still considering Disasi in addition to Kevin Danso. They have a broad agreement with Chelsea on a loan. Aston Villa also in the frame for Axel. Romano has said Aston Villa are insisting again for Axel Disasi, with Chelsea negotiations continue between the clubs, as player said yes days ago. Tottenham made contact today and could sign two centre-backs based on conditions as Dragusin is injured. Now, Disasi is a player I do not want to see through the door. I think we can spend or find better or wait for Romero and Van der Ven to come back. What's your thoughts on Disasi and the news there, Chang?
The first thing that actually completely just rubbed me off the wrong way about Disasi was the terms of his transfer, which is the loan. And a lot of this could be based or hinged upon the last loan signing that we've got through the January transfer window, which you so rightly pointed out earlier. It was Timo Werner from a year ago in January of 2004, and that hasn't exactly worked out well for us, even after we've extended his loan for a full season this year, or rather this season. So loan signings tend to not work out too well, especially if they have other interests vested in them to merely see us as a stepping stone to go on to achieve or to go on to better things after their loan deal is complete. But at this stage, honestly, Mr. Degil, I think beggars can't be choosers. And who am I to say that this isn't a loan signing that will work out for us? And the fact that he's from Chelsea, or rather he is going to be based off of Chelsea, gives me some hope that maybe he already is acclimatized to playing in London, especially in the Premier League or even the domestic cups, as far as I'm concerned. And I wouldn't really turn a cold shoulder towards his loan signing if that does get over the line. All I will say is that much like the Kevin Danso signing, which I mentioned earlier, if we do sign him, us Spurs fans should give this player all our support, and as much time and patience is afforded to any new signing for them to get to grips and to really gel and mold together with the rest of the squad. And if it doesn't work out well, it's just a loan. We can always return him from whence he came. But yeah, at this stage, I think the choices are rather limited, and it's going to be rather slim pickings in the final few hours or the final few days of this January transfer window. Hopefully, we do have others lined up, much like when Fikayo Tomori and who was the other guy who turned us down? Matthias Tell. Yep, that's right. Tell. When Tell turned us down, so hopefully there will be others lined up for us if this Axel doesn't get over the line. And yeah, let's just hope that we get some form of reinforcement, whether it's in Axel Disasi or anyone else before the end of this January transfer window, Mr. Degio.
Well, there we go. The final bit of news is other signings. Alistair Gold has said Ange Postecoglou also wants a new attacker before the window closes. Whether there's no names, no nothing, just a very broad, which is probably best for us at the moment. Let's hope another forward is coming. Would you like to see another forward come through the door?
Obviously, this without a shadow of a doubt, without even having to think twice, this is an absolute no-brainer. Why we even bother to ship Will Lancashire out just completely baffles me. I thought we had learned our lesson by shipping out Alfie Dorrington before Dragushin's injury, and yet suddenly somehow we find ourselves short of another homegrown talent in the form of Will Lancashire. However, given how Moore and Oluseyi, even Ajayi performed against Elfsborg, that gives me some lingering hope that maybe we still have a couple of gems left to unearth within our academy ranks, and hopefully they will come good. But yeah, for me, honestly, Mr. Degil, I really do hope we get some reinforcements, because hinging our entire forward line on the likes of Son and Richarlison, maybe even a very young Mikey Moore, might be tantamount to us collapsing even before the second half of this second period of this 2024-25 season is over. Is going to be very, very, very critical for us. And let's just hope that whoever we get through the over the line, whoever we get before the transfer window shuts, is going to perform a whole lot better than Timo Werner. That is, I think, the very bare minimum us Spurs fans can hope for. I would very much like to get someone that is already acclimatized to playing in the Premier League, or even in Britain for that matter. I couldn't care less if it's from Celtic, from Rangers, anyone from the Welsh League for that matter. But it's very imperative that whoever we get over the line knows how to find the back of the net, especially when we still have Kulusevski and Bergvall and possibly even Maddison supplying crosses and assists in the near future, if and when we get this signing over the line. But again, all this is just mere speculation at this moment. I would still rather call upon our youth players if this doesn't materialize. But yeah, to answer your question, forward signing of any position would be a much welcome relief to the likes of Son, who has been just absolutely put through everything a professional footballer could be put through in a full season. Having said that, back to you, Mr. Degio.
Well, thank you, sir. I will say in closing, yeah, I hope we do sign a forward. And with no disrespect, I do not hope it's from the Welsh League. I would hope, I would certainly hope not. I think that would be a bridge too far, and it would certainly wouldn't add to the quality of Tottenham. Excuse me for offending the Welsh League, but we should say definitely Premier League, definitely Championship. And there we go. But as we wrap up, we've spoken about the Disasi rumours that won't go away. There is a chance a forward will be signed, but most importantly, and what we brought you first, every Spurs fan, the words we've wanted to hear have been said. Here we go. Kevin Danso is a Tottenham Hotspur player, barring passing his medical. Chan, thank you so much for joining me, buddy. It was an absolute pleasure. Guys, you will have the pump up, and you have Ashmatic and George doing the watch along, but you have the pump up with Chang. Who's doing the pump up with you?
Okay, as of this time of recording, the ones that have been confirmed would be Mr. Senor Garcia. I think he will be hosting the pump up with me. I think Mr. James Boxall, otherwise known as Jimbo, is going to be joining us as well. And possibly Mr. Bobby Kang, although he is still iffy, pending on other things going on. But pretty much me, Mr. Bobby, Senor Garcia and Jimbo will be available. So the fourth is still up there, but we would definitely be there for the pump up, and we cannot wait for match day against Brentford, Mr. Degu.
There we go. There we go. So thank you very much indeed. Hope you enjoyed the update. Like I said, once again, we do have a here we go. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, come on you.